Hi, this is Keith Davidson at Albertson & Davidson. Welcome to the Beneficiaries Corner. In this episode, we're going to be discussing financial elder abuse and how you can use the concept of undue influence to bring a financial elder abuse claim in California court. First, we'll start with a factual scenario, and then we'll give you our viewpoints and opinions on this important topic. I hope you enjoy. To prove undue influence, you need to prove 4 basic elements. Number 1, vulnerability of the victim. Number 2, apparent authority of the wrongdoer. Number 3, actions and tactics used in unduly influencing the victim. And number 4, an inequitable result. Let's consider a hypothetical situation to demonstrate the problems that can arise and the options you may have to bring an undue influence claim. Assume that your father is a retired professional basketball player and former broadcaster. He has 2 children, you and your sister Bernice. You were born during your father's first marriage, but Bernice has a different mother from your father's second marriage. Your father divorced his second wife 5 years ago and remains single ever since. Your father's estate from playing basketball and being a broadcaster is worth $3.5 million. In March of 2016, your father informs you that he is going to create a trust. He tells you he's creating the trust because he is having health issues and his memory is not as good as it used to be. Your father is referred by a good friend to an estate planning law firm in Los Angeles. He creates a new trust and names you and Bernice as equal beneficiaries to receive his entire estate at his death. You don't think about the estate plan again and assume that everything is fine as far as his estate plan is concerned. Your father's health deteriorates over the next year and he dies less than a year later, in February of 2017. At your father's funeral, you notice that Bernice is distant and does not wish to speak with you. A week later, you receive a package in the mail that contains a copy of your father's trust. Surprisingly, the trust is not the one he created and signed in March of 2016, but rather a new trust that was created on January 15, 2017, just 3 weeks prior to his death. Under this new trust, you were given a specific gift of $250,000, and the remaining $3.25 million passes to Bernice. Along with a copy of the trust is a letter from a lawyer you have never heard of before, and a copy of a notice that says you only have 120 days in which to challenge this new trust. If you do not sue within that time frame, then you will be forever barred from contesting the trust. In reading the new trust, you find a no contest clause that says if you challenge the trust in court, you will lose your gift of $250,000. You do some investigation and find out that the estate planning firm your father used in March of 2016 is a very well-respected firm that practices exclusively in estate planning. But that firm did not create the new trust in February of 2017. The lawyer who drafted the new trust does not do estate planning. He does criminal, family, and immigration law, but he did draft your father's new trust in February. Further, you learn that the initial lawyer who drafted the March 2016 trust refused to draft the new trust because she suspected Bernice was unduly influencing your father, and she further suspected financial elder abuse by Bernice. It now seems that Bernice was manipulating your father behind your back and found a new lawyer to draft the February 2017 trust. It's now 3 weeks since you received the 120-day notice. What should you do? Here are your options. Number 1, contact Bernice. Contact Bernice by calling, emailing, texting, and/or writing a letter to her asking what happened with the new trust. Determine if Bernice would be willing to talk to you about a more fair outcome. Number 2, file a trust contest lawsuit. File a lawsuit in the Los Angeles Probate Court seeking to set aside the February 2017 trust on the grounds of undue influence, and ask the court to validate the March 2016 trust that leaves everything equally to you and Bernice. Number 3, file a financial elder abuse lawsuit. File a civil lawsuit for financial elder abuse with the Los Angeles Court Civil Department, seeking damages against Bernice for the half of the estate you lost due to her undue influence. Also, ask the court to award you attorney's fees and punitive damages. Number 4, file a claim of intentional interference with an inheritance. File a civil lawsuit for intentional interference with an expected inheritance with the Los Angeles Court Civil Department, seeking damages against Bernice for her interference with your inheritance. Number 5, do nothing. Do nothing in court and hope that Bernice will give you more than $250,000. If Bernice fails to do so, take your $250,000 gift and move on with your life.